Alejandro?
Any protection on
Alejandro?
that. Yeah.
When you tell me I better do something, that sounds like intimidation to me.
It sounds like I'm telling you I want my public records request.
I don't like that language.
Well, you know, sometimes you don't get what you want in life. So not allowed.
It's just for my own
safety
and privacy. Yeah.
In public.
Yeah.
Wow, that changed a lot since yesterday.
Yeah.
And I noticed your fire marshal permits expired as of 21 days ago. Might want to get that taken care of.
You know, I got to say, I'm a little uncomfortable, I prefer that. I'll just tell you I'm one of the librarians here, but I got to tell you, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable right now.
The lawyer will likely have this conversation. He'll be like, yeah, it's the First Amendment. Thanks. Bye, Paul. And I'll hang up the phone. I know your employee there was saying that there was a concern over safety with this, so. Basic privacy in public?
Yeah.
How does basic privacy in public work? I've never heard of that.
I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah,
but
that's for sure. I can tell by the comment you made.
May I ask why you're recording?
Yeah.
Why are you recording?
Just don't really want to get into that right now.
Okay, I can ask, but you don't want to respond.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to impede your liberty to speak.
Okay, I'm going to ask you not to record other patrons.
Yeah, I'm going to deny that request. Hey everyone, I am free. It's May 23rd, 2024. I'm in the city of Seattle, King County, Washington State. As you can see, it's a beautiful day outside today here in Seattle. I'm heading to the West Seattle Public Library. It's a really beautiful library. I'm going to go in there, look into some allegations regarding poor public servant behavior, lack of transparency issues, a lot of this stuff going on. I don't know why this stuff happens so much these days, because Washington State actually has a really good Public Records Act, but it seems to be happening more and more these days. So I'm going to head in there and see if there's anything to that. While I've got your attention, if you wouldn't mind liking, sharing, and subscribing, hitting that all notifications bell so you get my stories right when they release, I would really appreciate it. You can follow me on X, formerly Twitter, at I.A.M. Auditing. On Facebook now, Inland Auditing Media, and if you want to help keep my feet on the streets, you can do so by going to the links in the description. Look at that building, beautiful. Love buildings like this. Ooh, this is nice. And it's nice and cool in here too. Wow, look at that. All the wooden benches, wooden doors. Man, I love stuff like this. Very cool. Permit expiration. May 2nd, 2024.
Hi, can I help you?
No. Doing pretty good. Although I did notice your permit's expired.
Our permit?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
Fire marshal?
Okay, well, are you with the fire department?
No.
Okay. Well, right now, actually, this area is closed off right now because we have it open to the public when we have something going on. So someone's going to use a room fairly soon.
Okay.
Okay.
What makes you think that this area is closed?
It usually is unless we have something going on. Yeah, someone forgot to close the door upstairs. They should have closed it.
Yeah, it just said it's open. I mean, there's
Yeah,
public restrooms, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, someone did not close the door who was supposed to close the door.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to finish gathering my content while I'm down here. I mean, you guys left it open, so.
What are you doing?
I'm just working on something.
Oh, what is it?
Oh, I can't really share that right now, but I can later. If you got like a business card or something, I can email you later.
Well, you can just contact the library and let us know.
Sure, okay. Sounds good. Appreciate it. Quick question for you. You said there was going to be a gathering event or some sort of thing happening down there?
Someone is scheduled to do some tutoring downstairs. They'd reserved a room.
Was it the room, that larger room?
No.
Gotcha, okay. When are you guys going to get that permit updated?
Well, I don't know. I'm not in charge of that. I'll have to let someone know.
Gotcha. Do you know who is in charge of that?
That I don't know. I'm going to have to bump it up and see.
Gotcha. Are you the director?
No.
Do you have a business card for the director?
Well, the regional manager. Is that what you need?
Sure. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
What was your name?
My name's Leslie.
Leslie.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a business card?
Yes.
Excuse me.
But, I got to say, I'm a little uncomfortable, kind of. I prefer that. I'll just tell you I'm one of the librarians here, but I got to tell you, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable right now. But you do have the card for our regional manager. So, but I'm one of the librarians here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said you have a business card.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable giving this to you, so I'm sorry.
Aren't you a public employee?
I am, but I'm feeling rather uncomfortable, so
Why?
I just am.
For no reason. It's just inexplicably.
No, I wouldn't say that, but yeah,
Excuse me? I need some help with the facts. Could you help me out with
I
that?
can help you with that.
Thank you.
So, but you do have a regional manager's card.
Yeah, I get that. I'll wait for you. Excuse me. Who's the director of this library?
Excuse me?
Who's the director of this library?
Am I being recorded right now?
Yeah,
Why?
because I'm just recording my day. Is that
Or-
not allowed?
It's just for my own
Safety
safety and privacy. Yeah.
in public.
Yeah.
Wow, that changed a lot since yesterday. So, anyways, I'm just liking to know who the director is.
Yeah. Is this can you tell me a little bit more? Like,
Yeah, I'm looking to get the name of the director of the business card.
I mean, is this for a project or?
No, it's for me.
Gotcha. Yeah, is there something that you wanted to ask him about, or?
No, I just like to get the contact information for the director.
Yeah. Yeah, let me see. I don't know that we have business cards, but,
Well, yeah,
in fact,
I have one for the regional manager,
yeah.
and I saw a whole bunch of business cards over on Leslie's desk. So I'm assuming there's probably
Well,
more you have over there.
If-
Probably one for the director. She's just busy with someone right now.
gotcha. Yeah, That's not something I usually deal with, but I can take a look. It looks like. Because, yeah, the only ones that I really know about are for the regional manager. 'Cause that's,
So the other like 8 or so business cards over there are just all for the regional manager.
as far as I know, I can take a look.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks. Right over there.
Gotcha.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, so it turns out Mark's actually here, so.
He
we
is
can-
here.
Yeah.
Right now?
I can just grab him.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks.
Hi, Mark. There's someone here who wants to speak to you.
Oh, sure. Hi, how are you?
Hey, good. How you doing? I'm looking to see if I can get a business card for the director of this library. I understand you're the regional manager. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's kind of confusing. So I'm actually what's called the operations manager for this branch.
Oh.
And then we have a regional manager who oversees 5 of the branches in the Southwest region, and that, I believe, is Hayden.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were Hayden. Okay, sorry. That makes more sense.
That's all right.
Do you have a business card I could get?
I do.
Great.
Anything I can help you with?
Not right at the moment. Maybe a little
Sure.
later. And then I also wanted to see if I could get a business card for Leslie.
Let's see here. I think I have one here for you.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, that's me right there.
Awesome.
And then for Leslie, that I'm going to leave that up to her.
Yeah, she's saying she didn't want to identify, which is kind of a problem because obviously I could do a public records request, but why make a citizen go through those hoops when you can just
Sure.
provide the name?
Are you recording right now?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So what can I help you? You said there is anything I can help you with right now?
Just the business card or the
Okay.
name so that I can do public records
Okay.
requests.
May I ask why you're recording?
Yeah, you can.
Why are you recording?
Just don't really want to get into that right now.
Okay, I can ask, but you don't want to respond.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
see.
obviously, I don't want to
I
make
see.
it seem like I'm trying to
I
impede your
see.
liberty to speak. That would be rude.
Right. Well, okay. Well, you understand why I'm asking the question, though, right? I mean,
Actually,
you're
no.
coming here and you're recording, and is that audio and video?
Oh, yeah,
recording?
audio and visual.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're probably thinking about, I'm guessing,
No, I'm not. I just-
RCW 9.73, probably, I'm guessing, the Privacy Act.
I'm
right?
just kind of want to know, as the manager here, why you're doing it, because I have to be aware of what's happening inside the branch.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I know your employee there was saying that there was a concern over safety with this, so
Basic privacy and,
basic privacy in public.
yeah.
I mean,
How does basic privacy in public work? I've never heard of that. But also, I will be the first to admit, I don't know everything, so I mean,
let me, now that I've introduced myself,
Yeah.
may I know who you are, please?
yeah, it's Alejandro.
Okay. And Alejandro, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you too. Is this your first time at this particular branch?
It
or-
is. Yeah,
Okay.
haven't been here before.
Okay. What brings you here?
Oh, just working on something.
Okay, all right. Well, we're happy to help you with any of the resources that we have if you have any questions. My understanding was that you were also interested in the downstairs, is that correct?
Well, I went down there. The door was open. You have signage up now, but
Yeah.
And I noticed your fire marshal permits expired as of 21 days ago. Might want to get that taken care of.
Fire marshal permits, where did you see those?
In that really nice meeting room, the larger one that you have downstairs. So like when you go down and you take a right, it's off on the left past the bathrooms. When you go in
I know
there-
where they are. I was just wondering where you had seen them because I wasn't sure if there was a different one that we had posted that you saw.
No, there's one tacked up in the room. It's kind of towards the front of
Okay.
the room on the right-hand side, near the second door that you could exit out
Yeah.
of. And it's expired on the 2nd of May.
That's good to know. We usually have the fire department in here inspecting pretty regularly, and they let us know
Yeah.
if something is expired, so I'll take a look at that.
Cool. All right. Yeah, and then like I said, I need to do public records requests about all the employees in this building, so I'd like to make sure I can be accurate with that. And one of the things I'll need to know is not only Leslie, her full name, so I can do an accurate public records request, but all the employees' names.
There is a person downtown who is the contact for a public records request. Do you have her information?
Ooh, I don't.
I can get that for you.
Yeah. I just want to make sure I'm understanding though here. Are you saying I can't submit a public records request here?
This, all of that is done through the central library, through the administration offices there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, what we do here locally is sort of specific to branch operations.
Gotcha. Well, and fair enough. I could be wrong, but this morning when I read Section 80 of the Public Records Act, which is for 4256, Section 80.
Hey everyone, I just mentioned RCW 42.56.080. Section 80 of the PRA, or Public Records Act, is titled Identifiable Records, Facilities for Copying, Availability of Public Records. It's effective until June 30th, 2024. This is an important section as it discusses exemptions for records requests, format of records requests, and explanations for what used to be common denials for requests such as, but not limited to, overly broad requests, which is no longer a basis for denial. Most important for situations such as at this library the day I visited is the manner in which people can request records, which includes in-person requests. I'll read from subsection 2 of section 80 right now. Agency facilities shall be made available to any person for the copying of public records except when and to the extent that this would unreasonably disrupt the operations of the agency. Agencies shall honor requests received in person during an agency's normal office hours or by mail or email for identifiable public records unless exempted by provisions of this chapter. Additionally, some of you may be wondering what is an agency, and as we all know, definitions matter. In RCW 42.56.010 titled Definitions, it defines agencies as: agency includes all state agencies and all local agencies. Local agency includes every county, city, town, municipal corporation, quasi-municipal corporation, or special purpose district, or any office, department, division, bureau, board, commission, or agency thereof, or other local public agency. What's critical here is even if someone didn't believe that a library fell into the previously well-defined examples such as departments, offices, divisions, there is a catch-all at the end of it for or other local public agency. Obviously, the West Seattle Library therefore falls within the definition of a local agency and therefore falls within the purview of Section 80 of the PRA, and therefore they must comply with the records request.
Said you can go to any office, bureau, division, department, any of that. You can go anywhere to any public building that is part of the government and submit a public records request there. So I would like to do that here, but it sounds like you're saying you guys don't accept public records requests.
We have a very specific contact person for the library system that you can contact about that.
So are you going to deny me making a public records request here today?
I'm giving you information about the person that you can contact for the library.
I could contact them.
Yeah. Do you want
I
that
could-
information?
No, I think I go on and submit it here today. So is that something you're willing to accept?
I'm going to, at this point, in order to answer your question, refer you to the best person to have that conversation with, because I'm not the person that's going to be able to provide that for you.
Yeah, I certainly agree you're not the one to provide all the records. Completely understand that. The custodian is at a different location for those records. However, the records request can be submitted to any public servant.
Okay, so
Unless I'm misunderstanding.
I
Do you work
want
for the-
to be able to.
Do you work for the library?
I want to be responsive to you. So if you are asking for a public records request, I can give you that information.
I'm asking to submit a public records request to you.
Okay, and I can't do that because
Are you sure?
it's to the person that I'm going to give the contact for.
You seem like a really nice guy, Mark. So what I'd like to do is maybe suggest something politely. I'd like to recommend that you might contact that PRO and ask them if this is really what you want to do. Because I don't think it is at the end of the day. because the reality is
Well, let's try it.
I'm going to submit it even if I don't do it by paper. I'm going to submit it to you verbally,
Why not?
and you've got 5 business days to respond to that. So if it's not conveyed to the PRO, all sorts of bad civil stuff starts to happen. So I don't think that would be a good idea. Like I said, I don't want to see you get jammed up, so I'm just making a polite recommendation to maybe reach out to the public records officer and ask a quick question.
To a language, or did you forget that part? Oh.
Of course, I can't make you do anything. It's up to you.
Okay. Let's do email.
But Section 80 is pretty straightforward. And then fun fact, when you read part of Section 1 of subsection 1 of Section 80, it talks about agencies. You go back to the definition section in Section 10, and it defines what all those are. So this would be right here, a department, an office, a division.
There's 3 pages.
So,
Okay, so I was gonna say.
so what do you want to do here? Are you going to accept the verbal public records request?
If,
Or deny
in
it.
order for me to respond to you, I would need to contact somebody in our library system so that they can tell me how I should respond to you.
That sounds like a very reasonable thing to do.
So I'm going to look up the number.
Yeah, sure, you bet. And can I get one of each of the business cards over there, by the way?
Which cards?
All the business cards over here. I'd just like to get one of each.
Okay, so you have Hayden, you have mine. This is to the branch.
Okay, thank you.
And this is to our 2 of our librarians here, adult services and teen services.
Okay.
Okay. I know why. This is why.
Doesn't seem like that's all of them, Mark.
I'm going to, since you had a specific conversation with Leslie, I'm going to respect her response to you about her card. So let me pull up this information.
And does that
here.
seem appropriate to you, Mark? Is that appropriate for a manager?
It is appropriate for me to.
So it's everyone's tax
respond
dollars
to
except for mine. My dollars don't spend the same here. Is that how it works?
That's a separate question. So let me get this information.
Oh no,
for you.
it's in fact the most poignant question one could ask,
So
because it's about.
let me interrupt you for a second and let you know
Wow.
that I'm not a person that can typically talk and walk and chew gum at the same time. So right now, I want to be responsive to your first request
fair
to
enough.
get that information.
Hey, I can absolutely appreciate that. Fair enough. That's a frank admission, and I can respect that.
She is not available right now, but I am happy to provide her name and contact information if you want.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. So today's Thursday.
Yes.
I'm going to provide that verbal request to you now. I'm going to wait till next Friday, and we'll see how this goes. Now, just bear in mind, because that'll be 5 business days, if you don't receive an email to my email address by those 5 days, it kind of puts you in a jam.
Well, so since you are requesting a response by email, then I think the best way to give your response is for you to provide me your email so that I can provide that to our communications director so that she can respond to you.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide the verbal request to you. I'll include in that verbal request my email address. If you want to, however you want to jot that down or whatever is
I
fine.
would like for you to write the email address
Totally
down for
understand.
accuracy.
So what I'm looking for is the names, dates of hire, list of all the jobs, duties, and positions that any employee
Right.
that currently works here
Right,
has had during their tenure,
right.
their rate of pay, so whether it's salary, hourly, whatever, longevity in current position, and all duties and positions and titles that they've held while they've been here. And that should be it. And then I'm looking to have that sent by electronic record to my email address, which is anonymouscitizenwa protonmail.com.
Okay, and if you could provide that.
I've done everything I'm required to by the Public Records Act. So, yeah, it's kind of awkward at this point. It's a choice.
Just for accuracy ppurposes, if you could write your email down, that would be helpful.
Yeah. Happy to spell it out. ANONYMOUSCITIZENWA.
Okay, so let me try again. Again, I'm not a whippersnapper kid who can just memorize
Yep,
everything.
no problem.
So spell it again for me.
ANONYMOUS. So it's ANON. There you go. YMOUS. Citizen, CITIZEN.
Anonymous citizen. Okay, I got
WA.
that. Anonymous citizen. WA. Okay.
At protonmail, PROTONMAIL.com. And then you're good on all the specific details?
I am going to send this to our communications director, and she will be in touch with you. And should be able to provide you a response.
Okay.
Okay?
Mark,
Yes.
I'm trying to help you out here, man. The reality is, I've already conveyed it to you. If you want to catch the phone,
Excuse
sure.
me.
Yeah, absolutely. Excuse me. That's the one I just got.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's the original deal. It's crazy. What?
Why are you taking pictures
The business cards.
Station? Excuse me?
Oh, the business cards.
That was information that,
It's public.
yeah, it's just rude. If someone has asked you politely,
That's an interesting take on it. I think it's actually rude to, as a public servant, not actually just provide that information.
uh-huh,
Sounds like we're just going to have to agree to disagree on this.
sure. Sure.
All right. Meeting of the minds. How about that? Contract law 101 right there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What'd you find out?
Well, that was great. It's the person that I need to talk to. She's returning my call. So
Great.
I need to look up some additional information because there's a contact person. We actually have a public disclosure officer that she wants you to talk to.
I'm not really interested in that.
Okay.
I mean, I've already conveyed the public records. I'm just trying to work with you here a little more than even I need to do to make sure it gets put in correctly. 'Cause
So I am being responsive to you according to the direction from our communications director. At this point, I feel like the continued conversation that you're doing right now is borderline harassment, and I'm going to ask you to start recording.
No,
I am not
universe.
comfortable.
No universe
I
is
am
that
not
gonna happen.
comfortable with what you're doing right now.
0%.
I am not comfortable with the disruption that this is calling in the library.
No.
So that is my request to you.
Yeah, it's a request denied.
Okay.
Not happening.
So I need to make sure that you're clear, that you're understanding that I am requesting that you stop this.
Yeah,
Because I am
that's an unlawful request.
being responsive to you. And right now, this represents a disruption, and staff are not comfortable, public is not comfortable because of what you're doing
Yeah,
right
well,
now.
let me help you out here, Your Honor. This case law has been
I don't
settled
need your
for
help.
70 years, so
Okay?
it's a request, and you're entitled to make that request. I respect that you're entitled to make that request. I'm also allowed to deny it, and there is no lawful predicate for you to get me to stop recording, so it's not going to happen. Okay?
So our rules of conduct state, now let me help you.
Sure,
Let me help you.
you bet.
Our rules of conduct state that if we are making a request to you because you feel like you're being we feel like you're being disruptive and intimidating to staff, then we can reasonably request that you stop your behavior.
Sure, you can make any
Okay?
request you want.
All right? So I'm helping you out with that language that is in our rules of conduct.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm expressing that concern to you, and I'm making that request to you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now let me give you the information that you're requesting.
I'm not going to take the info. And here's the thing that I really want to make sure you understand, since we're helping each other out here a lot. You can't turn a First Amendment protected activity into a crime, which is the next step now that you've tried to make it seem as if this is disruptive.
I'm ending this conversation right now because I have nothing further to discuss with you.
Then here's what I'm going to tell you. I've given you the public records request verbally.
Right?
Okay.
And I'm going to give the person the contact
Okay.
information.
That better be conveyed to the city. If it doesn't, and I'm not gonna give anything else. This has been given to the city at this point. On day six, per the Public Records Act and a mountain of case law, the fines start accruing. And guess what you don't have?
Alejandro?
Any protection on that.
Alejandro?
Yeah.
When you tell me I better do something, that sounds like intimidation to me.
It
And
sounds like I'm telling you
I don't like that
want my
language.
public records request.
I don't like that language.
Well,
I'm
sometimes
asking
you don't get what
to
you want
stop.
in life. Okay?
All right?
All right?
So, do you want the information or
I
not?
want my public records request conveyed to the PRO. I'm being very clear here, okay?
Okay?
There's nothing inappropriate, unreasonable, disruptive, rude, nothing like that is going on right now. You're trying to turn this into something that it isn't. And I'm advising you to not go down the path that it sounds like you're trying to go down here in probably the next few minutes. You don't want to get the police involved. There is no violation of the rules here, okay? I want to be very clear about that. So don't go down that path, okay? Politely take my public records request, convey it to the city of Seattle, and do what you're supposed to do as a public servant. It is literally that simple, okay?
Okay, then we understand each other. The conversation is over, and I'm going to pass on the information I need to. Have a
Okay.
great day.
And I'm gonna be here trying to make sure until a close of business that that's conveyed. If I don't have an understanding that it's been conveyed, I'm gonna assume it hasn't been.
The reason, the way for you to get an understanding that this has been conveyed and that you're being responded to is to contact the person that the communications director is asking me to contact.
Mark, you are really having a misunderstanding of how this relationship works. The relationship is you get paid dollars from the tax base and you do the things that you're asked to do.
Okay.
That's how this relationship works. It's not reciprocal. It's one way.
My responsibility is to contact library administration and to get their direction on how I should respond to you.
That's
what I'm
city
doing.
policy. That's not state law,
Okay?
Mark.
That's what I'm doing.
The state, so here's how the food chain thing works.
Okay. So
City, county,
I'm not
state.
going to entertain this conversation because I do not need to hear from
Mark,
you.
there's nothing entertaining about
I do
this.
not need to hear a litany of
You're
what the law is
becoming
if I'm
a
being
bit-
responsive to
you're
your
becoming
request.
a bit unhinged right now, Mark. You need to calm down, okay?
All right.
Seriously.
All right, let's both calm down.
I'm not calm at all.
Let me try again.
Sure.
Okay. Let me try again. You said you're not going to leave until you get assurance that your request is being addressed. Is that
It's
correct?
been conveyed. No, not addressed.
being conveyed.
I want to know that the verbal
Okay,
request
all
that I
right.
gave you earlier
Okay.
is going to be conveyed.
Okay, so we need to take a shot right now. In order to respond to that, I need to get on the computer and I need to convey that request.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's got all the elements that I'm looking
So
for.
hang tight.
Sure.
Okay.
You bet.
Can I ask you to do me a favor? Would you mind? Is it nice enough? Would you mind waiting outside the library for a few minutes and I'll come update you?
Why would you ask me to do that? It's my library too.
Okay, so I'm just asking if you would do that because you're making people uncomfortable, and so I'm trying to.
What am I doing that's making people uncomfortable?
I'm trying to make sure that people are comfortable using and working in the library system.
What am
So-
I doing that's making people uncomfortable?
Okay.
That's sort of germane to your request. And by
I
sort of,
need
mean
you to
completely.
respect the fact that not everybody is comfortable being filmed and recorded, and that there's privacy, there's confidentiality, and just asking you to respect that, and also asking you to respect that some people may be uncomfortable, and I'm not asking you to understand why, but that if people are expressing that to me, I need to be responsive to that as well.
I appreciate your advocacy for people, but
Exactly.
their feelings should never go over the top of anyone's, mine, yours, or anyone else's liberties. So I don't think you're intending to do this. I want to be clear about this. You seem like probably just dude on the street, probably like you're a pretty nice guy, just guy on the street, right? But that is simply the number one most insulting request I have heard all month.
What's that?
Your request to have me step outside of my building. This is mine. I own it. Why on earth would you request somebody to step outside of a library when nothing has happened?
You know, again, I appreciate you using the word advocacy, because that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to advocate for staff and for the public.
Sure.
And I think that something that I've done in this capacity as well too is like if somebody brings in like a big dog, and they think that the big dog is like, no, I'm not equating you to a big dog. I'm just, maybe back in the day you were called the big dog. I don't know.
No, that's fine.
But you know, not everybody, and we get a lot of kids here, so not everybody is comfortable with a dog. Even like a small dog that may seem like innocent, and so they may be upset because they think, oh, you know, my dog's not going to hurt anybody. It's a cute little dog, but you know, some kids are terrified, and so what I have to do is have that conversation as well. So I know that you feel like your dog is not helpful and it's a cute dog, but some people are afraid of dogs, some people are allergic to dogs.
Sure.
So that's my advocacy in terms of making sure that we have a comfortable environment.
No, I really appreciate your example. I think the example is probably pretty good for like something that you probably could see every day. You know, someone coming with a dog, people love animals, they want to bring their animals everywhere they go. Obviously, you wouldn't turn away a dog that's meant to assist somebody with a disability. I understand that. However, one of the things about that example is that that's not a protected liberty. So like when people walk around with a dog, they try to go into a government building, they don't absolutely have the right, they don't have the liberty to do that. So based on your ability to control this environment for that particular action, you're 100% within your authority to restrict access to someone with a dog. However, you can't stop my speech. That's like the number one rule we have in this country. And it's not like on some old piece of parchment that's like, oh, back in the good old days when George and the gang got together to go beat up the guys with the weird red coats. That wasn't, it's not something, it's actually
You're going way back.
Huh?
You're going way back.
Yeah. The whole point is like it's actually a law, though. That's my point. It's a law. It's actually something that we all are bound to obey.
Well, let me do this thing, because I do need to
Sure.
follow up. Since you're curious and you're a taxpayer, this is your building, can I show you what we have posted in terms of what's our current rules of conduct?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I don't mind.
That will keep you in the sunlight here. Yeah, so just for context,
Sure.
this has been here for a while. We
Okay.
have a committee, and they're looking at all of this.
Okay.
And it's going to be, revised and updated at some point.
Sure.
Well, Mark, since you want to get all technical on the rules of the Seattle City Library policy on filming and recording, let's actually look at it, shall we? I'll read the relevant points here, which is taken directly from the policy online at the library's website. The library allows visitors and patrons to engage in casual filming and photography while present in library facilities and grounds. Library facilities and grounds are public spaces, and the library cannot prevent and is not responsible for incidental filming or photography of library visitors or patrons. Only handheld libraries may be used. Because of safety, liability, and other concerns, the use of additional equipment such as tripods or lighting is not permitted. Library staff members may terminate any filming or photography that appears to interfere with a patron's use of the library or the library's ability to conduct business. Library staff members will intervene if filming or photography appears to potentially compromise public safety or security. Mark, this is addressed directly to you. In what universe did you think that the liberties of American citizens were going to take second seat to feelings? What led you to have so much self-confidence that you feel absolutely assured that you can tell Americans how to exercise their liberties in their buildings? Why did you reference my acknowledgement of our founding times and the implication of the Bill of Rights as going way back? It sounds as if you almost may be of the mind that the Bill of Rights isn't law, that you are not bound by it, Mark. The Constitution is the primary law of the land, and everything else subordinates itself to it, just as public servants subordinate themselves to we the people. You live on the people's dime, Mark, and the Seattle library system as well, so you should start acting like it and shelve the bad attitudes. Also, the hubris of the Seattle Public Library to consider the notion of, quote, what may appear to interfere is remarkably objectionable. The fact that the Seattle City Library clearly feels by its policy that it can interpret the balance between liberties and feelings of staff and or patrons is just frankly absurd. The Seattle City Library needs to stay in its lane and out of the way of freedom.
But this is kind of like, as the manager here, as the supervisor here, as the person that has to make sure that this is a warm, welcoming environment for everybody. This is kind of my reference point.
Sure.
So,
Makes sense.
okay.
Do you have that recording right now?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you not to record other patrons.
Yeah, I'm going to deny that request.
That would be against their privacy
Oh, is that a law?
expectations. A law, it's one of our rules of conduct. Okay, so
So out of curiosity, just curious, because it sounds like you know a little bit more about it than I do. You said it's a rule?
it's one of our rules,
Gotcha.
policies.
So on policies and rules, like in the hierarchy of things, like when it comes to law, case law, administrative codes.
I'm not a lawyer,
Yeah,
but
that's for sure. I can tell by the comment you made. I appreciate where you're coming from. It's just not something that's compulsory. So, I mean, it's a request. I'm just going to deny it. So, but if you'd like, I mean, you're free to call Seattle City Attorney's Office. I'm sure they'd be able to give you a quick primer.
no, they really can't give us a quick primer on things.
Actually, they can. It's pretty quick when you just say, the lawyer will likely have this conversation. He'll be like, yeah, it's the First Amendment. Thanks. Bye, Paul. And I'll hang up the phone. It'll literally be that quick. So, yeah. I don't know what else to tell you, man. Liberty's scary to a lot of people. Freedom's...
Well, it goes two ways, too.
No, it really doesn't. Freedom's unilateral. It's like a foundational principle. It just exists for everybody.
Sometimes that freedom impinges on other people's freedoms.
No,
Like
that's
if
the whole.
people feel like they're being watched or stalked in here by
There's
somebody with a
There's the
camera?
operative word, feel. So yeah, emotions don't go over the top of laws.
Okay, well, I'm gonna ask you, and it's on the record then, obviously, because
Yeah,
you're
sure.
recording me. okay?
Absolutely. Yeah, when this gets posted, there
gonna
you go.
post it.
Everybody will know that Paul made the request to have recording stop.
Okay.
There you go. All right. Good talk. What time does the library close?
Today, 6 p.m.
Okay, that's good. I got 7 more batteries. I just want to make sure I have enough to get through the whole day.
Sorry, are you talking to me?
Yeah. Your name's Paul, right?
No.
Oh, thought it was Paul.
What are you talking about? Minnesota.
Yeah, remember the police officer, Derek Chauvin?
Yeah.
Knee to the neck. See, if that person hadn't been standing there and caught that, right? None of that would have been known. It would have been somebody's word against somebody's word. But that was a good moment where someone expressed their liberty. Now, there's a lot of people uncomfortable with it that day. So your example of, well, sometimes people's freedoms, which is an untrue statement, get impinged by other people's freedoms, that's just simply a false equivalency. That's just wholly inaccurate. It's not accurate at all. And you should be welcoming the uncomfortable along with the good, because it actually makes our society better for it. When we start skulking around and hiding in shadows and trying to have freedoms of feelings run over the top of society's foundational principles and laws, it gets ugly. It starts turning into like a lot of other countries, like North Korea. Last time I checked, that's not a good place to live if you like freedom. So, you can go down that hill, but that slope, it's just greased and it goes really fast. So, yeah.
All right, so I unfortunately have to ask you to repeat the specific question you're making again so that I can get that all correct. So you said...
Fair enough. Names,
Okay.
dates of hire, all duties, positions, titles during the range of employment. So you know how somebody can start as like, however you do it, like library 1, and then they become the director kind of thing. So
Duties, positions, titles during range of employment. And can you remind me if is that specific to this location?
yeah, just this library.
Okay.
Yep, just this library, only for the current employees
Okay.
as of today. So if somebody's going to quit tomorrow or move on or whatever, it's still included when it's here today.
Okay, names, dates of hire, duties, positions, titles during range of employment for all current West Seattle employees.
Yep. Yeah, for this library specifically.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I say West Seattle because we're called the West
Oh,
Seattle,
okay.
West Seattle
Okay,
branch.
fair enough. I know libraries sometimes have.
That's
different
confusing
hierarchies.
because there are 5 branches in West Seattle, so but we
fair
are
enough.
specifically called the West Seattle branch.
Got it. Okay. So rate of pay for each person. And longevity in job, and then longevity in the previous like duties, titles, positions. To get an understanding of like how, like for example, you're higher up the food chain, so I'm sure you've had a litany of jobs within the library.
Rate of pay, longevity, and job. I'm not clear on the last.
And then
request.
also longevity in the duties, positions, titles. So like I was saying with your using you as an example, likely you've held positions lower as you've made your way up the ranks, if you will, over the years. So if you had 3 different positions, I'm looking like how long were you in each one of those positions, and then your current. And then I'm looking to get,
So could that be longevity of time within each position held by the employee?
yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
And what I'm trying to do with the duties, positions, titles is sometimes they're colloquially used, and I'm trying to be as fully detailed as possible in case you guys use positions instead of titles or duties instead of positions or whatever. So.
Yeah, we kind of refer to them as classifications.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
So like a
Yes, if you
library
want to include
associate 1,
classifications
library
on there.
associate 2, those are 2 different
I
classifications.
see. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So basically that's what I'm for. And then the work email addresses and work phone numbers. So if like somebody's got a work cell or work office number, whatever.
Okay, and I can just, yeah, the work email address is only for, or the work email address and then the work,
Phone numbers, yeah. Like if they got a
Phone
line
numbers,
or if they
yeah.
got a work cell or something like that.
yeah, so the only staff that have specific direct lines are the managers, so
Okay.
we have that on the cards.
Gotcha. Yeah. They probably, I'm assuming they've got a work email address though.
Yes.
Yeah, fair
And
enough.
that's on the card as
All
well.
right. Yeah, that's pretty much everything
All
I
right,
need right
let
there.
me- Let me get that down.
Okay, you got it. Thanks.
Yep.
So, you know, Paul, whatever your name is. Oh, sure, go ahead.
Let me help the patient.
Yeah. By the way, whatever your name is, you're very patient, and even though we're having a disagreement on viewpoints. I forgot the polite thing to do, which is to wait and allow you to rebut if you wanted to argue back your position. So if you would like to rebut against my argument that I presented, I would love to hear it. Because I do appreciate patient people. It's a good thing.
No, I'll let it go.
Fair enough. Good to go.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that after all these years, I would have learned how to read my own writing, but I had to double check
Hey,
everything.
that's all right. Hey, nothing
'cause
wrong with
it's a
accuracy, man.
Specific request, so that's why I was double checking. So
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
She just took all my information.
Okay.
She has your email.
Great.
And
Good to go.
I think we're good to go.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
You have a good rest of your weekend. I hope you have a
too.
good weekend.
All right, you too.
All right, take care.
Freedom!
So fresh, so new.
Freedom!
It's all for you.
All for you. Freedom!
Keep your ear to the ground.
Talking about the freedom!
It's the best show in town.
Let's show me that freedom! Well. Freedom!
I'll give you freedom. Yes, it's right.
Freedom!
Start right now.
Freedom!
Get your freedom tonight.
Freedom! Well. Freedom! Come on, everybody. Young, old, all you lovers. This is our time to rise back from the sand and claim our freedom. Talking about the freedom. Got to do it. Let yourself be free.
I'll give you freedom. Yes, it's right.
You've got my card already, right?
I do.
Okay. All
Yep.
right.
All right.
We'll
Take
see you.
care.
All right.
You folks take care. Have a good week. All right. Boy, was my tips and leads very, very spot on. That was absolutely nuts. Look at the transparency issues. And then the whole downstairs thing and all the keyword buzzword stuff. Oh, stalking, harassing. Give me a break.
Hey everyone, this is how absolutely insane the management and employees of the West Seattle Library are when it comes to living in a free society. A journalist arrives to get photo and video of a public space, and one of the librarians has to retreat to her vehicle, or outside somewhere, to escape the overdose levels of freedom that existed in the library that day. That's right, folks. Leslie here couldn't handle the press gathering content for this story, which happened to be about poorly behaved public librarians, and then this happened. Seems like those tips and leads were pretty dang accurate. Leslie, this six-pack of freedom is for you, with the sincere hope that the next thing you read is the United States Constitution with special attention paid to the Bill of Rights.
Hey Leslie, hopefully next time we can turn over a new leaf, okay? You're a little unhinged today, okay? Try to do better at your job. All right, so that's Leslie. She was absolutely unhinged because a citizen and a journalist went in to work on a story and she went bananas. Absolutely nuts. So anyways, that's it here for today. That's how you get it handled there at a public library. You'd think by now the libraries would have it squared away, but alas, they don't. And a hard freedom lesson was having to be learned there and was learned today. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that all notifications bell so you get my stories right when they release. You can follow me on X at I.A.M Free Auditing and Facebook at Inland Auditing Media. If you want to help keep my feet on the street, you can do so by going to the links in the description for Cash App and Venmo. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next location. Bye.